Hey everybody, hope you can hear me. Let me find the camera here. Okay, so the camera is going to be there. So if I'm looking there, I should be looking into the camera, which is a good thing, right? So I want to make this quick video because a lot of people have problems with Facebook. Now I don't mean, being able to do an ad or, get their images or figure out their text or audiences, all that. I'm talking about people who have been doing Facebook ads for years and get their accounts banned. I mean, banned, shut down. They're making money, they're doing all the stuff they're supposed to do, and all of a sudden their account gets banned. And the first thing you think about is, well, why would Facebook want to kill anybody's account that's spending money with them? They got a lot of money, they don't care? I don't know. No, I'm sure they care, but they're under a lot of pressure. Facebook is to make sure that they have a good user experience. And in all fairness, if you don't have a good user experience on a platform, you're going to quit using it. So Facebook has put rules into place. I was talking to a friend the other day, and he is in the health and fitness area, and he lost his account. He was spending close to $200,000 a month on ads, and Facebook shut his account down. Here's the funny thing, he's lost several accounts. So imagine this, you get a product, which is hard enough, right? And you get it working, and you start to make money on the product, and then all of a sudden they shut you down. And they tell you nothing, crickets, nothing. You have no idea why it happened. And this can happen to anybody, but you can actually mitigate the possibility of it happening by knowing a few rules. And I put some notes down here, so if I glance down every now and then, it's because I don't want to miss them. But some of the things you can and can't do may surprise you. You can't really call people out on Facebook as if you know them. And I'll give you an example. You couldn't say, "Are you a good Christian? Would you like to meet a nice Christian woman? Join my dating site." You could never do that because that's assuming that you know that about them, okay? You could do something along the lines of meet Christian women. You could probably do something along those lines. You'd be okay there. The next thing is you couldn't say, "Hey, JR, check out this shirt," and then have a shirt with my name on it or somebody else's name on it. You could never use a name period because they don't want the people to think that the companies are actually spying on them or know who they are or know that much information about them. So you could say, "Hey, we have these personalized t-shirts. You can put anybody's name on them. Check it out." You could do something along those lines. Obviously, you can't do profane language or anything like that. I think most people know that. And these are things that can cost you your account or just not get approved. And, this one person that just lost their account I was telling you about that is in the health and fitness, they had that account for a couple of years. And here's the interesting thing. They not only had that account for a couple of years, but they'd been running the same kinds of ads over and over again. And then all of a sudden one day they get disapproved and then their account gets banned. Now, how could that happen? I mean, how could it happen that they would allow you to run it for 2 years and then all of a sudden stop you? It could just be that somebody that day was different, that looked at their ad and said, "Oh no, this is not acceptable." So it could be something as simple as that. You also don't want to, put forth any get-rich-quick type schemes. I see it all the time, where, you can do this and you can do that, and you're going to make all this money overnight. And I know a lot of people will see these ads running online. They say, "Well, I saw this ad running, so I must be able to do an ad like that too." No, that doesn't mean you could do an ad like that too. That just means that that other person has not been caught yet, okay? And when they get caught, they'll probably lose their account or, get their ads disapproved or whatever the case may be. You're going to send all your people to somewhere, okay? Some type of landing page, whatever it is. And a couple types of pages you're going to send them to is, and a lot of people didn't know you could do this, but you can send them to a Facebook group page. You're allowed to do that. But you're not allowed to send them to Facebook. Wait a second, did I say that right? You're allowed to send them to a Facebook group page, but you're not allowed to send them to Facebook. Yeah, that's right. And what I mean by that is you can't send them to Facebook.com. Can't do it. That would be disallowed. Why anybody would want to run an ad to Facebook.com is beyond me, but That is one of their rules. That's probably not one you'll get caught up on. And of course, the next thing is you're going to send them to one of your own pages, one of your own URLs. Pages that are not allowed, of course, like I said, are the Facebook homepage. You cannot send them to an error page. If it's a page that says error on it, you can't send them there. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? It doesn't make any sense. Can't send them to any pages that are a geographic IP restriction zone. That sounds fancy, doesn't it? What is that? A geographic IP restriction zone is, let's say you're advertising in the United States and you're sending it to a province of Iran that doesn't allow that type of ad in Iran. So you can't send them to that kind of page. So if you're targeting some of these foreign countries, you're going to find you may have some difficulties. You cannot send them to a web of trust problem page. In other words, if your page has been flagged for some type of trust issue or something like that, Facebook's not going to allow you to do that. You cannot send them to a page that has prohibited content, which you got to go into Facebook and read what all that prohibited content is. And you also can't send them to a page that requires them to opt in to see the page. A lot of people try that, thinking, well, I'm going to get a whole bunch of emails of people interested, and even if they don't buy or they don't opt in, I can get their email addresses through this little pop-up. Well, you can't do that, okay? So other landing page rules you may want to look at is, don't send them to a page that has minimal content. I mean, if it has nothing on there, nothing worthwhile, don't send them there anyhow. If it's low quality stuff, don't send them there. That's not good. You can't send them to pages that distract from your landing page original content. So if you've got a landing page and it's got some content, but it's full of ads and pop-ups and all these crazy things and embedded things, Facebook won't allow that. Don't even try that. You can't bait people into, clicking on your ad. For example, you have some type of sexual thing or some hot girl or something. You can't do that. You can't send people to the pages like that. Or if you've got a cropped image that doesn't show everything. You also can't send them to a page where you're trying to monetize views. Another example of that would be, if you send them to a page and they got to click on this box to view your content and you're making money on that click, won't happen. Can't do it. Can't do that. That's not allowed. You don't want to use any low quality advertisements, anything that's trying to shock these people, or sexual imagery or any of that. So you can't do that. So if you put an ad in like that, you're almost certain that you're going to get that ad disapproved. Now, some of the things you can do is to always present good content. It makes sense, right? Makes it easy to navigate, makes it easy to get to that information. Make sure that the content on your landing page is also relevant. Hey, Steve, what's going on? Hey, Claudia, there's a few people popping in there. So you want to direct them to this relevant content. So if you have a piece of information on that ad and you send them to another page that doesn't resemble it, that's stupid. It won't work. You can't get that done, okay? So don't try that. You want to, at best, represent your brand so when they get there, they know who you are. They understand it. They get it. You can't have an ad of, somebody on a beach playing volleyball and they go to a football game, landing page. It makes no sense, okay? And you also can't show any before and after pictures. So if you're in health and fitness, you can forget it. The guy that looks all slim and trim, but he was a fat, pudgy guy before, ain't gonna work. You can't do it, okay? So that's not gonna work for you. I just wanted to share some of these things with you because I know a lot of people are having a really hard time. They're losing their accounts, they're losing their ads, or getting them disapproved, and they're frustrated and they don't know why. You can certainly always go to Facebook and you can read some of the things in there that they tell you to do and not do. You also can't do anything violent, so don't do any pictures of car crashes or people getting beat up or, guns or those types of things. None of those things will fly and they're not going to work for you, okay? One thing you can do, which people don't realize, is you can use Facebook branding. So you can take, the little thumbs up thing that Facebook has, the little blue box that Facebook has, but what they don't allow is for you to change it. So if you were to take the logo of Facebook that is blue and you make it red, disallowed, can't do it, won't happen. But you also can't use any of their old branding. Now this is insane, but this is true. In other words, Facebook used to have a blue box with white lettering in it. If you use that Facebook emblem, disallowed, can't do it. So you somehow have to know what the current branding is for Facebook. On top of everything else, you've got to know that. So that's something else you want to look out for. So all of these things can really mess you up. They can cause you problems. They can cause your ads to be disallowed. And one last thing I want to add is text is out. Text doesn't do you any good. And when I say text, I mean text on your picture. If you're putting an image in Facebook, the main thing you're trying to do is get somebody's attention and get them to click on it. And if you put a bunch of wording on there, obviously people are going to know it's an ad. And if it's an ad, they're not going to really be that interested unless you're selling, a direct product or something like that. Save all your text for the text area, the description and all that. Basically, the law used to be at Facebook, anything over 20% of your image, if it was text, then it would not be shown much or not be shown at all, okay? So they don't have that hard and fast rule, but I would stay below it, that 20%. In fact, I would put no text on it. That's what we go to. The only thing that you may want to have a text on is like if you have a product that already has some text on it. Maybe you're selling t-shirts and it's got words on it and stuff like that. I have a book out there right now that is the 4 steps to find profitable products to sell online. And that has words on the cover, but I still try to keep it small so that, we don't have a problem there. You stick to some of those rules, you're going to be, for the most part, pretty good, but you're not going to be 100%. You could still end up spending 100, 200 grand a month. I know it. I have friends that do it, and still end up with your account banned. It can happen. And the bad thing about this, guys, is that if you do that, you've built up this pixel. This pixel has warmed up to that type of demographic, that type of niche. It knows those people. It knows where to find those people. It knows where to find those buyers. And you do one thing wrong and it's gone. Your account's gone. Now, if you want a little trick, I'm going to give you a little trick and I'll give you a little link. You can go to facebook.com, and let me read this down here, facebook.com/ads/text_overlay. No kidding, I'll put that in the comments. But what you can do there is you can actually upload your image with the text on there, and it will analyze it and tell you if it's going to fly or not. Okay, so that's kind of a cool thing you can do. Now, check me out on Facebook. Check out our group, which is the Art of E-commerce Success. You can go in there. There's tons of videos. There's thousands of people now, that's pretty cool, that actually will share ideas. And there's people in there that make millions of dollars online. And there's beginners too. So, it's a nice variety of people. So check that out. I'll see you in the next video. Talk to you later.